Hi, guys. Welcome back to Marantz. Rantz, plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. This is a one-take session, no edits, no cuts, about Bill Pulte. It's Saturday, and I'm feeling good, but I see a lot of tweets going around. I see some misinformation being passed about, and I just want to clarify everything. Bill Pulte, if you guys don't know who he is an individual that bought his way into his so-unquote, his fame, as he's calling it right now. He had put out a tweet. He put out a tweet saying that he was going to give away $30,000 to a U.S. veteran if Donald Trump would retweet the tweet. So he bought his way into that tweet. Donald Trump retweeted and or replied back with, thank you, Bill. That's it. So now Bill's an instant celebrity, 3.2 million followers on Twitter. He's posting, he's giving away $20, $30 every day to random people. Just buy the friendship, buy the interaction. And that's what he's been doing. They call it philanthropy, and I don't know what to call it these days. But with that being said, it was all drying up to a point where he goes out and he says, hey, I see what's going on with GameStop. What's going on with GameStop? He puts out a tweet. Somebody explained to me, should I be buying in? And it was like his way of trying to fish for interaction with GameStop investors and supporters. And a lot of us just looked at it like, okay, well, I made a video a year and a half ago, and I told Bill, I say, hey, Bill, if you want to buy it, this is why you could buy it, why you should buy it. But truth is, I didn't believe him. Like, I still don't believe him the way we do, the way a lot of us do, that we love the company, we love the stock, we love the way it's going. He has all these fundraisers. He has everything. I've never seen him post about GameStop in a positive way. I've never seen him shop at GameStop. Nothing. Just his social interaction on Twitter is what he's looking for, and I don't get it. I just didn't. So I was very critical of him. I just want to put that out there. So I reached out to him a couple of months ago. He came onto the show. We did an interview. He came and he did it based off the fact that he felt like I was critical of him and he was trying to show like a better light of him. He gave us some info about why he believes in certain things. He said he only buys GameStop. He doesn't buy Bed Bath & Beyond, whatever it may be. Well, fast forward 3 months later, he's on the PP Seeds show, who is a Bed Bath & Beyond supporter, and pumping out misinformation left and right. And this is not alleged. This is straight up just saying the dumbest shit you've ever heard in your life. And I say it with aggression only because it made no sense to anyone. And it was like he was buying the interaction, right? Paying with super chats or flying PP Seeds around the country in a private jet and telling them we're going to do a meetup. We're going to do a meet and greet. Everyone pay $500 and you get to have a ticket. And it was just too much. It was too much for a lot of us that were all watching. We're like, what the hell's going on? So then you saw the next part. You saw his family send out this, and I'll show it to you guys right now so you guys can see it. Because no one thought that he was in charge at Pulte Homes, which he's not, the Pulte Federation. So you're going to go to the Pulte Family Foundation, okay? You go to their website. When you go to the Pulte Family Foundation, the minute you click on it, boom, important statement pops up on the screen. You can't even fake this. You can't even get past it. It's right here. And what does it say? It says, we additionally believe that some of Bill Pulte's public communications through social media, public appearances, interviews, self-published articles, and many and more may suggest that he speaks on behalf of the entire Pulte family. To the contrary, Bill Pulte does not represent, nor is he a spokesperson for all members of the Pulte family in any capacity. Again, our intent with this statement is to clarify the important distinction between the Pulte family, I believe, charitable foundation, the PFCF, and Bill Pulte's personal pursuits. We seek to ensure that the PFCF's voice is accurately represented to resolve any confusion around these matters. And why did they post this? Why did they say they have nothing to do with him? Because he was out there pumping out misinformation, saying on the PP show that he wanted everyone to go ahead and buy the stock. He wanted to get back on the board of directors. He wanted Mr. Marshall out. He was going through it all, guys, trying to buy the interaction. And it tells you here, we recognize and respect his place as one of William Pulte's 25 grandchildren, and we acknowledge his right to use his name for his own personal business, philanthropic, initiatives, all this stuff. Well, the point is that his grandfather, Bill Pulte, William Pulte, was a billionaire. And he left all his grandkids some form of money, sure. And Bill's probably done well for himself with that. Him being, this young 35-year-old man, he has this going for him. They say he's worth $100 million. He's giving it all away or trying to buy it, right? And it's okay. It's okay. But here's from his grandfather himself. This is his grandfather. 13 years ago, or I'm sorry, 11 years ago doing an interview, and here's what he had to say. And I hope you guys hear it.
My point is, we were built on integrity, and I think it's always doing the right thing. If you always do the right thing, you can't go wrong. The next is very important to every employee as far as I'm concerned. They have to have self-confidence. Every individual won't find peace in their life unless they have self-confidence in themselves. That is so important. And I think what's the biggest problem, I have my own children that I will blame for this problem, but they have some brats as kids. My grandchildren are brats. And why? Because these were spoiled by their parents. The parents did everything for them, but these kids got no self-confidence. The parents always interrupted and did it for them. And that is the worst thing you can do, because with that child not having self-confidence, he cannot get through life. You must have self-confidence as an individual, and a lot of the lack of self-confidence is caused by the parents of today doing everything for their kids.
So, that was said by the grandfather himself about his own grandchildren, that they're spoiled and they lack self-confidence. Everything I see tells me that. But I've got something else for you, Bill. I mean, I already know who you are personally. Like, as a man, I've spoken to you, and you showed your true colors over this last 6 months. Then you came out with a tweet last week where you said you have nothing to do with Bed Bath & Beyond, nothing to do with investments, don't take your financial advice, don't give out info, nothing, right? So your stance on the PP show that you've had for the last 6 months is void, apparently. But I got a question for you. Have you ever heard of this? I'm just curious. I'm curious. Have you ever heard of this right here? This is a lawyer, okay? And it says Stephen B. Bell, right? Bedell, that's his name right here. These lawyers here, this lawyering firm is the counsel for Citadel Securities LLC, Rowan Capital LLC, and Susquehanna Investment Groups and Securities. This individual, this law firm, 321 North Clark Street, Chicago, Illinois. I'm asking you, Bill, because before I go ahead and go to that address there at 321 North Clark Street, I know that it's owned by Heinz, right? It's owned by Heinz Investment LP, okay? And of course, this real estate firm does all the work in the world with Starwood, Blackstone, you name it, private equity, right? Oak Tree Capital, but specifically that location has the lawyers to Citadel in it. And the only reason why I ask, and the only reason why we talk about Heinz, because they do ventures with Apollo, they've teamed up with Apollo over the last couple of decades. The reason why I ask you is because, Bill, what's the address? Just tell me, Bill Pulte, what's your address of your private equity firm, right? Pulte Capital Investments. What's the address? Is it 321 North Clark, Chicago, Illinois? Is that what it is? You're in the same building with Citadel lawyers? This is what we're doing? I don't know how dots connect. I'm not accusing you of anything, young man. It's just a coincidence at this point. It's a big coincidence that you walked out here and tried to distract GameStop investors into investing into Bed Bath & Beyond. You're guilty by association, in my opinion. And you can come at me any way you want because you got lawyers in the office. Truth is, this is my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. I think you're a snake. You always have been. You always will be. Your grandfather calls you spoiled brat. I'm with him on that. It's a shame you couldn't be him. You have zero integrity. So right there, no integrity, no self-confidence. You already failed your grandfather's vision of you. Remember that. Eat, sleep, and breathe it, kid. I'm not going anywhere. Peace.